Hi, I'm Sally. I'm Nene. Do you want a treat?
Once upon a time, a girl named Sally loved ice cream.
That's me!
Chocolate chip fudge with whipped cream streams.
Yum!
When she's old enough, Sally opens up a store. Basically, I'm saying Sally was a little Sally's ice cream.
Oh my, what do you say about me?
Sally's ice cream.
Well, anyway, I love ice
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Lene, and welcome back to the second episode of my podcast called F It, where I say whatever the F I want because it's my podcast and not yours, mate. And girl, when I say that this is an episode for the week, I'm so sorry. It is going to be a hoot and Annie, all right? Let's get into the tea. Okay, before we really get into the tea, I just want to spill out personal stuff that's happening in my life, quick little updates, things that I like, things that I don't like. So here is Lenny's little likes. So first I'm watching this new anime called Delicious in Dungeon. It's on Netflix, and it's about this knight or warrior, and his sister gets like captured by a dragon or eaten by a dragon, and he lost all his money or something like that, and he can't afford to buy new armor or afford to buy food while going all the way back to the dungeon trying to save his sister. So you know what he starts doing? He starts finding the monsters in the dungeon, and he was like, well, monsters eat and they have their own ecosystem, so obviously humans can eat the monsters. So he starts like cooking their own monsters and everything. It's really good. The adventures are nice, the animation is nice, the color scheme is nice, the story is quite interesting. I like the characters so far. There's nothing really wrong about it, so I'm liking the anime so far. So yeah, it's called Delicious in Dungeon, and I'm already on episode 4. I mean, it's a new anime, so they show an episode every Thursday, but yeah, it's good, so y'all should check it out. So anyway, in Megan's song Hiss, there is a lyric where, well, not a lyric, but in her song, there's a verse said that these hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law. And if you don't know what Megan's Law is basically for child predators. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really so sorry. But Megan's Law is for child predators. And as we all know, Nicki Minaj's husband is a registered sex offender or a registered pedophile. So, even though Megan didn't say Nicki's husband's name, it could have stuck. And the thing is, Nicki's husband isn't the only person that's a registered sex offender or was accused or arrested due to sexual assault allegations, but also her brother. And let's not forget that Nicki Minaj is friends with a lot of male rappers or male artists who have a lot of sexual assault allegations against them or are registered sex offenders. So it's not that hard to connect the dots, but it's just wild that Megan did not have to say her name or any of her friends' names to let them know that she said basically she just gave the middle finger to all of Nicki and Nicki's crew. So I thought that was pretty wild. Actually, I know that's pretty wild. Like, come on now, you like, how you gonna do that to Nicki? And it's just like so. It was cunt, basically. It's like, you know what? It was the true meaning of I don't give an F, So congrats to Megan on that. I am a Megan stan. I love Megan Thee Stallion, hands down. Like, the day she comes to my town is the day I will spend every dollar that I have just to see her just to see her tickets, just to see her concert. Like, I will pay anything to see her perform because she is such a talented artist. She's like the few rappers who actually dance and raps. She has great lyricism. She's a girl's girl, and I like that. I love that for her. And it's just this beef, and the beef just turned crazy because not even like a week, it was hours, probably like a day or two after Megan released the song, Nicki Minaj, I said Cardi B, Nicki Minaj came out and started going on Twitter, going on live, going on Instagram, just trying to come after Megan, but it just started backfiring. And when I say it backfired, bitch, it backfired bad. It backfired bad. Nikki started talking about Megan's foot, which was weird because not too long ago, Nikki was the same woman who sided with Tory Lanez and also said that what Megan didn't really get shot in the foot. Megan was lying. So people were starting to question Nikki because it's like, how can you say she didn't get shot? But then when Megan releases a song, you're like, stand on your good foot, which because you have a bad foot. So we're like, Nikki, which is it? Did she get shot or not? You know, so that was really weird. And then Nikki took it even lower. She didn't even take it to hell. She took it lower to hell. She started talking about Megan's deceased mother, may she rest in peace, which a lot of people didn't agree with because it's like, why are you bringing her mother into this? And Nikki started saying stuff like, how you gonna lie on Tori? How you gonna lie on your mother? And Nikki said, I quote, you better conjure up your mother and tell her sorry and stuff. And everybody was just like, whoa, no, 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 no. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, you can't talk about somebody's dead parent. Like, this isn't underground rap. Like, in underground rap, there are no rules. The objective, the goal in underground rap battle is to shut the other person up and make the crowd go, whoa, like, that person got you. But Nikki is in the rap industry and pop culture media. You know, she's been in the game for this long. She is mother rap, you know, she's the queen of rap. And you just can't be saying certain stuff on the internet and thinking that it will, you know, go down and be like, oh yeah, I just said that, oh yeah, everybody's behind me. No, ma'am. If you say certain shit, 9 times out of 10, that shit's gonna backfire on you. And talking about somebody's deceased mother definitely backfire, especially since Nicki Minaj lost her father, and in her Pink Friday 2 album talked about, not really talked about it, but she, you know, she kind of talked about it in her first song. It wasn't even an album, it was her first song. And she talked about her father who passed away not too long ago. So it was just like, how are you going to talk about somebody's dead parent when you also lost a parent too? And the thing is, you had him longer. You know, Megan, you know, lost her mother a couple of years ago. You know, she's not going to have that type of relationship with her mother like the type of relationship you had with your father. So, you know, like, it's really just like a, no, Nikki, like, wrong time, wrong words, wrong everything. And there's just multiple lives and videos of Nikki that's going around of her choking on her words, just coming back with like weak rap little lyrics and stuff like that. It's just really bad. Really bad for Nikki. I know everybody who was like beefing with Nikki in the past are just giggling, cackling, and kicking their feet right now. But I'm just living for the drama, babes, because it is way too funny. And it's honestly, it's kind of historic, honestly. Because there have been multiple times where people have come for Nikki and Nikki, you know, might not have had a comeback with it. But, you know, when she did come back from like anybody coming at her, she came back with a song that went like viral or popular, or, you know, gave her more bars in her kingdom and stuff like that. But this time somebody came for Nikki and Nikki actually is choking on her words. Like, I don't think people really understand how that's like rap history being made. Somebody came for Nikki and Nikki choked up. She literally choked on her words. And then when she did come back, her verse came back weak. You know? Like, people be like, oh yeah, but there's been multiple times where Nikki did a comeback and it wasn't that good or something like that. I was like, but her career prospered over that. You know, it wasn't damaging career. People were still backing her up. This is like moments in the making where Nikki had a comeback or said something towards that rapper, and instead of people encouraging her to go forward, they're like, Nikki, stop. Nikki, why would you say that? Nikki, don't say that. That's too mean, or like that's too far, you know? And honestly, it's kind of like full circle because I remember seeing all the beef that Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim had, where Lil Kim was slowly fading in the background. People say that her lyricism wasn't that good anymore or isn't as popular anymore. And Nicki Minaj was like, she's fresh, she's new, she's here, she has energy, she has something people haven't really seen before, you know? And I just see it now with Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Not saying that Nicki's lyricism is fading or Nicki's lyricism isn't as good anymore or anything like that. Never saying that. But it's just, you know, her lyricism for Megan Thee Stallion wasn't good. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It really wasn't. And you know, Megan is something fresh. Megan is something new. Megan is something, it's not saying we haven't seen before, but it's a new image that people are growing an interest. I mean, look at all the accomplishments Megan Thee Stallion has had over the few years. She's Mother Fitness, because she's with Planet Fitness. She has her own, you know, deal with them. She has multiple titles: Tina Snow, Hot Girl Summer. She's collaborated with Nicki Minaj. She's collaborated multiple times with Cardi B. She's collaborated with Beyonce. She was part of the Renaissance tour at the Renaissance concert in Texas. You know, Cardi Hot Cheeto. She was the Hot Cheeto girl. She did commercials with Hot Cheetos. She has her own little like literally Megan Thee Stallion has so many titles, so many accomplishments, so many things heading up to her. And also she's doing this while not being signed to anybody. She left her record company or whatever. She left her company. She's on her own and she's still making headlines. That is an artist. She is a future rap queen. I'm sorry to say it. She's future rap royalty. And I'm not mad about it. I actually love it. I love seeing new age rap coming together. There's a few of these girls out here, a lot of these girls out here who, you know, they can rap, but are they going to be legends? No. Megan Thee Stallion, I can actually see her being a rap legend, and I can say that for a very few plethora of girls. And what's funny is through all this beefing, a lot of other rap girlies are catching shade and catching bullets because of it. Mainly Ice Spice, because Ice Spice is signed to Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj just has her own producing label or record label. I forgot. I don't really keep up with this woman. And it's just like, how are you gonna say that Megan Thee Stallion can't rap on beats when Ice Spice is struggling with the same illness and everybody's just silent? We're like, whoop, skadoop. I'm so sorry. But no shade to Ice Spice, not a lot of shade to Ice Spice, but it's just that when you compare Ice Spice to Megan Thee Stallion, I'm sorry, girl, but she's not winning. I'm sorry. Ice Spice isn't winning. She's a lovely girl, but she is not winning, and that's okay. Like, not every rap girly has to be a rap legend. You know, sometimes they can be rap girlies that are, you know, good for the times and stuff like that. But Megan Thee Stallion, not only she's good for the times, but she's going to be a rap legend. She is going to go down in one of the history books, you know? And it's just crazy to see it actually happening, like the transition is actually happening and stuff like that. But I think what's really getting to me is that while Nicki Minaj is literally on multiple social media platforms just gargling on words or trying to find a comeback or arguing with fans, which we'll talk about that later, but it's just why Megan's saying nothing. She's just sitting there, probably with her new boo or with her friends, painting their toes, watching Netflix, seeing which anime to watch now. Like, she said her piece, and now she's done. You know that song, you know the song Tomorrow by Glorilla, and the lyrics says, get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a fuck tomorrow. That's what Megan literally did. She got her feelings hurt, so she wrote Cobra. And then the next day, she ain't give no fucks, so she released Hissed. She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do everybody. I'm gonna get on everybody, and I'm especially get on you. And then I'm gonna go and live in peace. And that's what Megan did. She did her thing, and now she's living in her peace. And that's what I love about her. You know, she doesn't have to, she's not going on social media trying to defend herself. She didn't even defend herself when Nicki talked about her mother. You know, that could have gotten me hot. Like, I'll be like, how dare you? You know, I probably would have responded on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, but Megan didn't, because she knows that she got Nicki. She knew that she struck a nerve and shit, you know? And my thing is that Nicki, All she said is, "You're not mad at Megan, you're mad at Megan's Law." That literally could have gone to anybody. Megan the Stallion was not specific when it came to that lyric. I mean, she probably was specific in her head, but like physically, she was not specific. So this could have gotten to anybody. But who was the first person to say something? You. You see how you put yourself in the corner? You see how you're laying in the hole you dug and you probably didn't even know it, you know? And like I said, Nicki Minaj has been responding to the song and she's been responding to fans, like I said. And honestly, it's just not looking good for Nicki. I mean, it's really not. I mean, a lot of people are like, "You're Nicki Minaj. You're literally crowned the queen of rap. You should not be responding." They're saying peasants, but I'm like, who the fuck you calling a peasant? But people are saying you shouldn't be responding to like regular people. You know, why are you responding to people when their opinions shouldn't even matter? Because once again, you're the queen of rap. You really don't have to say anything. Like Beyonce, you don't have to say anything. And then what does Nicki do? She responds. like like, Nicki, you're proving their point. Stop, shut up. Like, Nicki, be quiet, girl, please, for the love of God, go take care of Papa. And then go take care of Papa. Make sure you know where he is. Like, honestly, it's just so bad for Nicki right now. I really worry for her because just like, if she keeps on acting this way, who knows how she's going to go down, you know? Because I just like every queen has her ruling and every ruling comes to an end. And I just don't want her ruling to end in a negative way. Like, I don't want it to leave a bad taste in people's mouths, like how Little Kim's career, or not her career, her ruling, kind of ended, you know? Because they're both really talented artists. They're both amazing women when it comes to their craft and everything like that. So, you know, even though I love some beef, I just don't want Nicki Minaj to go down, be like, yeah, she was queen of rap, she was ruling it for years, this, that, and the third. But then Megan Thee Stallion came, and then Nicki started bugging and stuff like that. She started spazzing out and shit. You know, I just don't want that for her. So hopefully the beef can get juicier, but hopefully this isn't the start of a bad ending for Nicki Minaj's ruling as the queen of rap, because I really don't want that for her. But at the same time, Nicki, for years you just put yourself with weirdos, you know? Like, yes, they're talented, but they're also weirdos. Lil Wayne, weirdo. Drake, weirdo. Chris Brown, weirdo. Tory Lanez, weirdo, you know? And some of these are convicted weirdos. So it's just like, I can't stand behind you. I can't stand with you when you keep on setting yourself up for failure, babes. You're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, so that's enough of that. If you have anything else to say about the Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion beef, you know, comment down below. Tell me what you think. But honey, child, this is this is just crazy. It really is crazy. So, but that's just black culture. Black culture is beef. Black culture is battling. Black culture is who's on top, this, that, and the third. That's specifically rap black culture. But when it comes to black culture, yeah, you're not beating it. Black culture is one of the best cultures I've ever known, and especially since I've only lived in black culture. You know, I can't switch black culture like I'm switching sweaters. But it's really, people don't understand how impactful black culture really is, and I think that's why it gets so overlooked, because black culture, even though it's so impactful, it is the youngest culture, like one of the youngest cultures in history. I'm not even going to say American history. It's the one of the youngest culture in history, because you can literally, there's literally pictures in videos and books of when black culture started, you know? And people like, oh yeah, it started with 1619. I was like, no, that's when slaves, you know, slave culture, that's when that started. But black culture, once, you know, the slaves were free, and you know, there were men, but you know, there weren't equal men, that's when black culture started. That's when they started had to do stuff for their own and everything like that. That's when they started creating their own dances, their own slang, their own terms, their own ways of doing stuff, their own cooking. So that's when Black culture started. And it gets really annoying seeing it being overlooked, being culturally appropriated, it being disrespected, or it's saying like, y'all think y'all really do a lot for America, but you don't. But we do, because you're doing it right now, sweetie. For example, so not too long ago, it was sorority season, where a lot of women of colleges were joining sororities, and then it was initiation season. So that's when the girls will do their initiations, and then they'll be finally be accepted into the sorority and part of, the sisterhood. So there's this one post of this white girl. She was blonde, she was white, and she shared a post about how she was initiated into the AKA, and the world went ballistic. I kind of did too, but not at first. So the reason why they went ballistic is because a lot of the Black people, especially in the shade room, which if you're part of the shade room, I'm sorry, go somewhere else, because the shade room is not for good people. People who love the shade room, you don't have a good heart. Anyway, Black people were going off because it's like, y'all really letting anybody in now. Y'all just let any white person come to the cookout just because they can do the Dougie type shit like that, which honestly is quite true. We really gonna have to do something about that. But when I saw it at first, I was just like, what's the problem? Like, why is it so wrong for her to join the AKA? It's a sisterhood, shit like that. And my sister, she was like, when was the last time you heard of a Black girl joining a white sorority? And then I sat there and I thought about it, and I was just like, oh, never. Never in my life, babes. So I just want to share it with people because, a lot of people like to scream at you when you do something wrong, and they don't really talk about it, or when they do talk about it, they talk about it in like a screaming tone, which, Black people have a right to, because we've been saying this from the get-go. But let me just dumb it down for y'all, for the people in the back who really don't understand. A white girl joining a sorority is like a Hispanic woman becoming a geisha. It doesn't look right. And it's not even like, oh, but what if she grew up around, the Asian community, and she grew up around geishas? Like, no, no, no. It doesn't matter, because she is Hispanic. She is not of Asian culture, you know? And that's what it's like for a white woman to join a historically Black sorority. It's not weird, but it's wrong. It's wrong, because people like white sororities, they were just they were founded maybe to help the community, but they were also founded to be like a status. It's like, okay, white people are already top class, but how can we make it top class of top class? Let's make the S class of S class. And that's when sororities and fraternities were, created. But with Black fraternities and Black sororities, they were created specifically to help the Black community. They were created specifically to help Black people struggling times. This was created, during segregation, during Jim Crow. You know what I mean? Like, people who created the Divine Nine, they did this because they knew that this would help the Black community grow. They did this so that we can get our civil rights. Like, they had a purpose. So, we take that dear to heart. That is part of Black culture. That is part of Black history. And when you're letting somebody in so close to Black history, into our Black culture, of course we're gonna get upset about it, because it's just like, you're not Black. Why are you doing this? You're not Black. So many other sororities. There's only 9 sororities for Black people. Only 9 sororities for Black people. There are so many sororities and fraternities, for white people. And out of all those, you chose one of the Divine Nine. Okay, girl. All right. Do your thing. You know what I mean? And people don't understand that it is so easy to appropriate Black culture, because Black culture is so young. Black culture is a baby compared to others. Like, Asian culture goes back thousands of years. Hispanic culture, Mayans, thousands of years. Pacific Islanders, thousands of years. Like, the cultures go back thousands of years, while Black culture goes back probably like a couple hundred years, or just 100 years. Like, You know what I mean? Like, they just go back a couple of 100 years. And the thing is, people don't think that black culture is like an actual culture because it's like, well, other cultures have ruins, other cultures have this, other cultures have that. Black culture, we have ruins. Black culture has ruins, but you know where those ruins are? They're under a lake, babe. You know those old towns that black people made where every business, every home, every building was either made by a black man, owned by a black man, bought by a black man. You know those towns that had prospering black systems. You know what that happened to them? They got bombed. The white man ran all the black people out of the homes. They either killed them or made them run. And you know what they did with those bombed cities? They dug them or like buried them, and then they dumped a whole bunch of water, and that's how it became a lake. You know, 9 times out of 10, the lake that you're at, the lake that you're closest to, that used to be a black city. So we have ruins. It's just that America buried them. You know, we have artifacts from history, but y'all chose to destroy it. We have stuff from history, but you know, the white man said, hey, no, let's destroy that. Let's erase it. Let's spin it. Let's whitewash it. Let's tell the incorrect story in a correct way so that when people actually hear the correct story, they say, lies. I know the real story. So it's not that black culture doesn't have the ruins, it's just that we have the ruins, but you can't go to them because they were destroyed by the same people who like to appropriate it. That's the T, and I'm just clocking it, you know? So it's just really wild how a lot of people think that black culture isn't really impactful in America when really it's one of the most impactful cultures to this day. To this day. And people will still not recognize it as what it is, which is crazy. But oh well, that's their fault. I know my culture, I know my history, and even if I don't know my history, I'm willing to learn about my history. And I love black culture. I really do. I love it. I love my beautiful black skin. I love my beautiful black hair, even though I dye it sometimes. I love the clothes that we make trendy. I love the type of shoes we make trendy. I love everything about black culture. That's the first thing I'm always going to advocate. I'm always going to advocate for black culture, and I'm going to tell it as it is. People love to appropriate it, yet they hate to acknowledge it. Black culture is so impactful, it literally crosses the world. You know, K-pop, black culture. That was us. We made music so popular that literally in K-pop took some of that from us. People won't acknowledge it, but it is what it is. I mean, seriously, BTS, everybody knows that BTS was inspired by Michael Jackson. So many BTS themselves have even said that it was inspired by Michael Jackson. You can't unsee it. Like, you can't deny it. Black culture is impactful all around the world. So when people say that it's not, or when people appropriate it and say it's not a big deal, it's like, babes, it is a big deal because we are so young, yet we've done so much for you. But there's also the problem that sometimes black people are too giving. Sometimes we open the doors for the wrong people, and sometimes it bites us in the butt. You know, it's always, oh, they're invited to the cookout. But when's the last time you heard a white person saying, oh, yeah, they're invited to the potluck? When was the last time you heard a white person say that? So I guess that's another reason why people were mad about this white girl joining black fraternity, the AKAs, because it's just like you're letting anybody in, which is a topic once itself. You know, comment down below if you want me to talk about that. But yeah, I think that is a problem. Sometimes black people are just way too giving. You know, you see those videos of like a white person doing the Dougie or hitting the Quan or some shit like that. And then black people are like, oh, okay, Tyler. Like, okay, Jessica. You know, like they're making a big circle of the white person having rhythm and type shit. And it's like, okay, they have rhythm. They don't mean they with the pack. You know, like that doesn't mean anything. Like, just because they're cool does not mean that they have to come over, you know? Like, yeah, like, I know if I have a white friend, don't matter how cool she is, she's not invited to the cookout. She still has rules. She still has boundaries that she is not going to cross with me, you know? And that's what a lot of white people and black people just don't understand, that there's certain boundaries that you just don't cross when it comes to black culture, and crossing into a fraternity is one of them, you know? And who knows, maybe Black people, maybe we just need to have a little TED talk together, come together. I'll bring the snacks and shit like that. I'll bring some water so we can all be, not so thirsty and shit like that. But who knows, maybe I'm just talking about my ass, and if I am, fuck it, it's my podcast and not yours. So that's it. That's all I have for today because I'm tired and I want to drink, and I'm watching Law and Order SVU, and the new episode's coming on. So I'm watching the reruns, bitch. But anyway, so I'm gonna go. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to talk to me about next, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Lene the Rapper. And I'll see you next week. Bye.
You ain't done yet, well you can always get some more. Don't be fooled cause she's not a butter bitch.